traders, welcome back to another Relentless recap. Guys, one stock, one trade essentially. We did our job. We came in, we got green, and we got out. How was I able to do it? How did we get it done? What stock did we trade? What entries did we take to make this 300 bucks? Stock MOTS. Now, I have no idea what type of service or products this company offers. I have no idea the company name. Now, these are all things I can definitely look up. But all I know is that this stock was moving up. The volume was high, right? There's a lot of attention on the stock. The float was low, right? Supply, the amount of shares available for the public, was on the lower side. And anytime you have high demand, high volume, and limited supply, right? Low float, you can see a squeeze, right? An imbalance, right? An imbalance to the buy or sell side. And we had a little bit of both, right? You'll see the stock made a nice move up here pre-market, and then came down hard around lunchtime. So, hey, Relentless, what strategy did you look at? What setup did you take? So, for those of you who are new, it's all about the momentum trades for me. I love to see momentum, big breakouts, short time frames, and that's exactly what this one gave. Coming into the open, we went from lows of 197 in the first 5 minutes, right? From 197 to a high of 223, 26 cents, 26 cents. If I'm able to capture even this 20 cents, let's say out of that 26 cents, if I can capture 20 cents with 2,000 shares, it's a $400 day, you know. But it wasn't quite simple, right? It wasn't so simple to get in and get a good entry on the stock. So I have to be patient. The day started off. It's Monday. I didn't know what to expect, right? We've been in this slower market where we've been seeing a lot of weakness. I wanted some confirmation, and for me, confirmation means letting a trade go before getting aggressive to understand how we're moving and the type of setups we're getting. And so I waited so patiently, right? Initially, I wanted to buy down here for a retest of the lows at, let's say, 199, right? We had a low 197, 199. I thought we would have come down again and then maybe bounce. I was watching $2, 199 for an entry. Didn't happen. I did not want to buy the highs because in this market, buying the highs have been a little harder to do because we have not been seeing as much separation, big breakouts, short time frames. So this one, you can say, depending on your idea of a breakout and what a breakout should look like, you can say it was fairly strong, right? Over 4 minutes, we went from 208 to 223, and this is where I was watching for my first entry, right here at 211, around 9:38 a.m. If we pull up the live stream from today, you guys will see that I attempted a trade here, but you can say that I was somewhat a little on the slower side, right? There's a little bit of trickery that these stocks will play on us because ultimately no one can read the future, and it's hard to tell. It is hard to tell which breakout is the best breakout. Oh, hold on. Which dip is going to be a good dip and which dip is going to be an elongated dip, rather, right? Not so much the breakout here, but a dip. And I would have loved to see two red candles at the lows, right? This is a low of 211. Can we see another candle here hit a low of like 211 before curling up? Instead, it dipped, popped up, and went immediately. We got to take it slow and steady. Right, so let's mute the audio here, and let's come on over. Let's go to full screen. For those of you who've been tuning in on YouTube every day, guys, be sure to hit the thumbs up button, man. Hit the thumbs up button. Here we go at 9:38. Just coming back to watch the live recording from today. Right? If you didn't know, now you know. I record all my videos live every single day, so be sure to check it out. Hold on. Right here. Here we go. It's coming down. Right? This thing is coming down. And by the way, I do have my level 2 recorded. I have that file. Right? So here we go. It's coming down. Hold on. Watch this. this is so disappointing, right? Looking at the charting, VWAP is at 08. You never know where the bottom is gonna be, but so disappointing, man. That I tried to put out my limit order. You can see, it's worth noting that I was at 2,000 shares. I came down to 1,000 shares because I'm already telling myself I want to scale into about 3 to 4,000 shares in the position. So I want to buy 1,000 at maybe 12, 1,000 at 10, 1,000 at 9, 1,000 at 8. Have my stop tight below that VWAP level, and be ready to be in a trade. But it's gonna come down, and I took too long to realize where the bottom was getting in, and I'm gonna throw out my limit order, and it's just too late. It was just too late at this point. It was just too late. By the time I'm ready to think that, hey, we should be bouncing here, I'm already too slow. So that was a little bit of a, you know kind of sucked a little bit. My limit order was at 12. So this thing just curled right back up. You can see if you're in there with a couple thousand shares, 6,000 shares, or 3,000 shares, whatever it is, at this point you're up 300, 10-cent gain. So it happens. You can't catch it all, but when you have the right idea but your timing is off, it just, it sucks. So I said, okay, let's try and wait for an entry. I got in here at 27. I figured, okay, we're going to see the 1 minute pullback. What I knew, it was possible that we could start to see a 5 minute pullback if we don't curl right away. Fresh breakout. I am not expecting to ever see a 5 minute pullback after a fresh breakout. That's why I'm buying this kind of high at 27, 28 with confidence. Can I be in at 28, and can we get the new high at 34, 35, 36? Ultimately, I think this trade is going to work. Let's see. Let's see. So I'm in at 27. It bounces up a little bit. But I don't believe we made a new high. And I started to get worried. Okay, never mind. Let's see. I think I took it off at 33. No, yeah, 32, 33. We can check that. 32. Looks like those shares got filled at 30. So, 4 cents. It's not a terrible trade by any means. Right, 4 cents, 80 bucks, right? Not bad to make 80 bucks right there, not a bad trade. And so I'm going to attempt the same setup again, right? We're going to come back down. Let's see. We made a new high, and here we go. 28. I'm thinking here we retest the highs one more time before any sort of major pullback, because I am a firm believer of the rule of 3, right? And in this case, it applies, right? The third halt, I think, is a little too risky. The third 5 minute pullback, I think, is a little too risky. And I think the third 1 minute pullback within the context of the consolidation is a little too risky, right? Now, look at this. I would say right here, I believe this low might have been 26. I would say that was the first dip. This is now, I would say, the second dip in the context of this pullback. So the second dip I don't mind taking. Let's say we do go from 28 to 35 again. If it pulls back over here a third time, I would not touch it. All right, so I'm sticking to my rules. I'm doing a good job here. But I'm realizing this one is not curling. So I cut it for a loss. And this is where I start to now look for the 5 minute pullback. Right? So right here, we essentially had one, although the candle crawled back up and we had the doji. So as mentioned, it was only a quick dip and rip. Right here, I'm looking for the same thing, whether it's a doji or it's a full body red candle. I'm looking for the same thing. And what level am I looking at? I'm looking at 23. Now, 23 is, what's the math? 7 plus 5, 12 cents from high of day. 23 is 12 cents away from high of day. This is how I start to manage the risk on this trade, right? 15 is, what is that? 5 and 3, 8 cents. 15 is 8 cents away from the entry. So you can say in this trade, I had like a, it wasn't quite a 1-to-1, I would say. Rather 2-to-1, rather. It wasn't quite a 2-to-1, right? In terms of where I was comfortable stopping out if this trade was failing. In my eyes, I thought VWAP would have been a good place to stop out if the stock came down. And I thought 23 was a fair entry. But I'm only risking, I'm risking 8 cents to only make 12. can I risk 8 cents to make 16 cents, 20 cents? So the ratio in the trade in itself wasn't that great, but I felt like I had a good read on the stock. The volume profile was looking good here. And so I'm going to take my first position at 23 as we flush down right here. It flushes down to 23, essentially in the 24. And I'm going to add to this. I put out a limit order at 24 again. I add to 4,000 shares. I had a plan to add to 6,000 shares if we break below 23 to add a 22, 21, or even 20. And VWAP, you can see, is moving up 16. My hope was that VWAP would move to like 17, 18. And, this increases my win-loss, let's say profit-loss ratio potentially in the trade, because now my stop is slightly higher up. Support is now higher than where it was, right? So now right here, I'm looking to make 12 cents potentially and only lose 7 instead of 8. So can this get up by 2 more cents, the VWAP, over time, right? And 21 was a great add. You're going to see it's going to come down here. We're hitting 25, 27. It curls up. It's going to come down one more time. Here we go. It comes down one more time. It's hitting 21 right here, I believe. And I don't take the add. I do not take the add. 23 on the bids. It's going to come down. I should have took it, man. I should have took it. My instincts. This is the thing with your instincts. My stop is well defined at 16. And sometimes it's why you want to be in as low as you can be, but you never know the bottom. You got to kind of just feel it out. But I wanted the add, and it would have been a great add. So watch this. It's going to crash down here any second now. 24 on the bids. 24. 24. Here we go. It's going to crash. Come on. I might have to fast forward here for time. 22. I believe it's even going to hit 21. I'm going to fast forward for time. I believe the low right here was 21 on the bids. And that was an area where I could have added. But, I don't know. There might have been some traders out there, instead of adding at 24, and I think maybe that's why I was a little uncomfortable. My second add was at 24. I think I needed to wait for the new low, because ultimately support is at 16. It's not that unlikely for us to pull back here to 18, 19. Why take the second position so high up when I could have waited for the added 21, and then if it breaks below 21, added 19, keep my stop the same at 16, and then maybe my average is like 21, 22, and instead of my average being at 24, I think I could have done even better in this trade. So, but holding through, and here we go. We're gonna fast forward for time. I'm gonna sell. I'm gonna start unwinding it fairly early, because to be honest, in these slower markets, sometimes you're not really getting a new high of day. So sometimes I sell a little bit just to be safe. Let's see. I think it might have came early, so I sold this fair. And this is the thing. It's like this. To be honest, ultimately, I'm gonna say it's a poor sell, because there's not enough separation. Where's my paper towel? There's not enough separation between my entry and the market price. So ultimately, I would say this is a pretty poor sell, all things considered. And my trade idea is working here. I don't think there's a reason to exit this trade this early. Not unless we start to flush down hard. I think I needed to give it a couple more seconds. The out, we're selling at 29. I think the out at 32 would have been better here. All right, so here we go. But, there's no guarantee we're going to get a new high of day, but we do. So here we go, 32. And I'm just holding 500 shares at this point. It rips to 38. And I'm going to look to add back, because we made the new high. Now in my mind, I'm thinking maybe we pull back 33 and then we make new highs 40. So I'm going to buy back more shares here. Right, I'm going to add to this as it dips down. I added to 3,000 shares. My average is now 34. And right here, I'm watching for 40, 42. There's the ad, right? My shares are going through at 36. Oh, you know, kind of high. But anyhow, 2 cents off the highs. I don't think it's a bad ad because I'm expecting 40 here. I'm expecting 40. I'm expecting 42, 44. It's not going to go. We hit 38 and somebody was shorting the stock right there because it had every reason to go, and it's like it's green is coming here. 39, it's not going. 40, it's not going. Why are we not going? So I have to cut the trade. And yeah, that was the day. You know, having shares to short is always interesting now because it's like I'm only selling here because I'm feeling like either a pullback is necessary or there's weakness. And it's like if I think a pullback is coming, if I sell quickly at 30, 36 and go short 36, maybe we pull back. Okay, maybe it doesn't go to 23, but maybe from 36 pulls back to like 28. 8 cents. 2,500 shares, 5,000 shares. And you're just dominating both sides of the coin. But you know, yeah, this was the end of it. So if he did go short, you know, if he did go short, there's 17, there's 10. Was that 10? Oh no, it looks like it was 17. We might have clicked back on it later. Yeah, it curled back up from lows of like 17, but you know, more than likely, once this 1 minute candle makes the new high, I covered a short position. I think more than likely right here, because this is where I probably try and go long again to curl back to high of day, but you know, this is where you can get caught in a flush. But yeah, guys, that was the day. Hope you did enjoy the recap. Slow and steady, one stock. Green is good. These days are the best days because there's no headache. You know, funny enough, because I actually still have a headache. Going back from early this morning, slight headache now. But yeah, you know, no worries in terms of the follow through because the market sometimes we don't have follow through. It's a little tougher. So you know, it's good to see the opportunities, and I'm hoping tomorrow we can see similar opportunities. If not, it might be a little bit more of a trickier day. So we got to remain high with our discipline, stay focused, and stay on the task at hand. Guys, it's been Relentless Trader. That felt like 5 minutes. I'm seeing it took 17 minutes. Jeez. I'm out of here. Hit the thumbs up, subscribe, check out the link down below. I'll be live tomorrow at 8:50 a.m., 9 a.m. sharp for another beautiful day in the markets. Catch you guys later. I am, of course, signing out.